Hello everyone, it is going to be a pretty short video here. In this video, I'm going to update you on the Young Thug or YSL trial. Pretty briefly, guys, just going to go through Thugger Daily. I watched most of the proceedings today, but I didn't live stream them. Guys, I just want to give a big shout out here to Thugger Daily, whom I recommend highly to follow. Okay, guys, so from 7 hours, here we go. The basic wrap up of today is... The various defendants, including Jeffrey Williams or Young Thug, filed a motion to reconsider bond. That motion was denied. The judge reasoned that there were not substantial enough change in circumstances under the Ayala factors. And I'm not familiar with the Ayala factors, but basically the judge said that she would not reconsider what the prior judge had already ruled on bond, which you know, I was listening to Brian Steele's argument, and frankly, I cannot agree with the judge. These defendants have been sitting in custody for a very long time now, and their trial has been the longest in Atlanta's history, or I think even Georgia's history. And frankly, I think that they should be out on bond and that bond should be reconsidered. But the latest update on today is that the Judge Whitaker did not reconsider the motion for bond. So here we can see that bond reconsideration denied. The new judge has ruled that the recent events do not constitute a, quote, change in circumstances, end quote. So she has refused to hear a motion for reconsideration of bond. And then here we just see some updates here. Steele is not happy that Miss Love, who is one of the associate district attorneys or ADAs, has argued for a fourth time the same argument that Glanville shot down 3 separate times. He says that Miss Love is yet again being purposely misleading, and this is regarding compelling the defense to give discovery for witnesses the defense is not calling. So, guys, if you want to hear more about my opinions on what this attorney Love had argued in her motion yesterday, I've got a 2-hour-long video in which I discuss the motion to compel, motion for reciprocal discovery, including a motion to compel reciprocal discovery for impeachment evidence, which was just crazy. I couldn't believe that was in a motion. And then 5 hours ago, well, now that the judge caught Miss Love's, quote, trick, Miss Love withdraws some of her demands from her motion. This is a pretty funny clip to watch, but I'm not going to call anything a trick. I think that'd be pretty unprofessional of me, so I'm just going to leave it out there. The judge does seem to be not as pleased with the state's attorneys as the prior judge. 4 hours ago, Young Thug's lawyer, Brian Steele, says he doesn't talk to anyone on the prosecution team except Fani Willis herself at this point, which I think is something interesting. I'm going to let's listen to this one here real quick.
But that
Is there somebody on the state's case that you are able to talk to?
Yeah, Mr. Willis.
All right. Well, okay.
Never taking...
Yeah, so basically what Brian Steele is saying there is that all those attorneys that are sitting right there, all of the assistant district attorneys, he can't talk with any of them. He only talks with the Fani Willis, the actual elected district attorney, which is pretty funny, honestly.
In a written or oral filing.
Okay. All right. Well, I would like for you to take your duty of candor to the court with a little bit more seriousness in the future, Ms. Love.
Respectfully, I take it very seriously.
Respectfully, she takes it very seriously, she says, which I think is pretty funny. Bruce Harvey continues to object to the notion that the jury can simply disregard Woody's testimony. Thug's lawyers object to doing a different witness first, so the judge says Woody is the next witness and just may let someone other than Hilton take over. So here's another video that I'd like y'all to have a listen to.
Regarding Mr. Copeland and having to do it all over again, it's impossible. There's no way in the world.
All right. Well,
the jury just disregard Mr. Copeland.
Okay, but that's not what I was asking. I understand that you just think that is a total disaster and makes this trial one that needs to be a mistrial. I understand. But that aside, just with regard to scheduling, assuming we are going to go forward for the purposes of this discussion, and assuming that, I mean, y'all don't stipulate to everything he's already said and that we have to redo a part of his testimony. Well, whether we do or not, we're going to have to continue his testimony. So is there an objection to essentially taking some other witness out of order in the midst of his testimony?
Your Honor.
Yes.
Keith Adams on behalf of Mr. Williams. Mr. Steele and I have consulted about that. And I don't purport to speak for anyone else. We do object to that. We believe that given the complexity of Mr. Copeland's testimony and the issues surrounding his testimony and the confusion that will probably already attach to a jury coming in and seeing some of what Mr. Copeland's heard and testified to and possibly having to be instructed about disregarding some of his testimony, we would object to going to another witness.
All right. I appreciate it. And I think with that objection, you know, it's well-founded. So y'all do what you have to do with regard to who might be handling the examination, but we will pick back up with Mr. Copeland and finish with him before we move to another witness.
All right, so just to briefly comment on that one, it is somewhat of a win here for the defense. Ms. Hilton has a scheduling issue next week, so they asked the judge to do a different witness first, and then as we've seen, that was actually they are going to have some other attorney examine Kenneth Copeland again. And then we have an image here of Mr. Williams, Young Thug, sitting here in court. Young Thug trial day 102. The new judge's first real week, many important motions being heard and ruled on. So guys, we do have a new judge in this week. If you'd like to see some of my commentary on the recent motions that were filed, please do check out my recent videos. Guys, this has been Law by Reece back here with another video. The update in the trial today is that the motion for bond reconsideration was denied. So our defendants here in this case are going to remain in custody, something with which I highly disagree. But it is what it is. So guys, I appreciate it. Please make sure to stay tuned here for more updates on the YSL or Young Thug trial.